that there was this company called UC Global, a global intelligence company, a private security firm, as they name themselves, that was tasked with protecting the Ecuadorian government in the embassy in the UK. Sheldon Adelson, David Morales, they turned to the dark side, right? That's what David's emails say about UC Global. They started spying on Julian constantly, installing microphones as far as the women's bathroom. In a feat of pure dystopia, Julian Assange brought out a white noise machine to interrupt and allow him to have privileged legal conversations with his attorneys. In response, the CIA and UC Global installed laser microphones on the windows, so that way they could listen in, even in the event that Julian brought out his white noise machine. I don't know, well, I do know what world we're living in, but I am freaking ashamed that any government that takes money from me would install a laser microphone to get around a white noise machine that got around the microphones that were illegally installed in an embassy in the UK to spy on an Australian citizen that exposed the crimes of the American government. And I've spent the last 30 years of my life seeing absolutely no accountability. I've saw us get lied into wars. I've saw us hide war crimes. I saw collateral murder, and that was one of the first things at my age of 19 that shook me awake. That said, there's something seriously wrong with the way the world is portrayed, with the way that we see it, with the way that we're told. We had embedded war correspondents throughout all of our media during the invasions of Iraq and Afghanistan that brought us this rosy picture of American liberation, but did nothing to show us of the crimes against humanity, of the children that were killed in war, of the parents that died trying to save them. Right? Collateral murder, one simple video, I think about 5 to 6 minutes long, broke open the floodgates of people understanding what our military is actually about. Never before had people seen US troops circle around and kill journalists, and never before had people been exposed to the illegal but rule of engagement called a double tap, where the US military at the time, under the direction of John Bolton and George W. Bush, not only would kill insurgents, literally people living their lives in their homes walking down the street, but then they would turn around with that helicopter that was miles and miles away, and they would kill the first responders, the people in the ambulances, the dad that showed up with his 2 kids on the way to school. And you hear the US troops laughing. And there's a term that Julian actually said that he no longer considers a good word, and that is nice. And for those of you who can remember collateral murder from 20 years ago, that's because when the helicopter was circling around, they said, "Look at all those dead bastards." There was a moment of radio silence, and an American soldier said, "Nice." I don't think there's anything nice about killing innocent people in the street. I don't think there's anything nice about gunning down journalists in the street. And I especially don't think there's anything nice about circling back around, murdering a father while 2 young children sit in a car on their way to school. I don't think there's anything nice about military commanders saying, "Don't worry about those kids," because there will come a time when it is our children. We openly have a media talking about the use of drones domestically to carve out political insurrection. We live in an extremely uncomfortable time. And so I am eternally grateful that Gabriel and John are joining us here. We've been organizing tirelessly for 2 years. On April 11th, we had over 50 events in 34 countries on 5 continents across the world. Currently in Germany, I want to say there's 7 events that happen weekly. In the UK, there's at least 1. There's one that happens every 2 weeks in Boston, and it is growing. We have the ship-ins going across the country, stopping at almost or maybe over a dozen cities, pushing 20 on their way, circling through DC twice, and leaving shortly before Julian's birthday. So the challenge that I'd like to put out to everyone here, everyone watching, do not let the 3rd of July come to pass. Because these empirical bastards, they've done something wonderful for us. They actually hold a celebration for Julian's birthday just a day late. It's called the 4th of July. It's when all of us come together to celebrate our liberty. It's when we say, fuck you, to tyrannical bastards. So what I ask everyone here, when we leave this space and go back to our own homes and our own cities and communities, find your community's 4th of July event and take it over. Because that is the day after Julian's birthday, but the day that our rights were supposedly born. Right? And I'm not a fan of propaganda, right? And a lot of what we're told and taught here in the United States is just that. But if they want to build a goddamn holiday about celebrating our ability to expose corruption, I say we use that to the fullest extent. So with that, I am honored to have the Shiptons here with us. I'm not sure who would like to come up first. We didn't really arrange anything. But if John or Gabriel would like to come up to speak next.